World Sight Day is observed annually on the second Thursday of October. Initiated in 2002, it is a day when the global community focuses on vision impairment and blindness, causes, screening and treatment, and encourages visually impaired and blind persons to live their best lives. But why is World Sight Day important?
World Sight Day seeks to highlight the issues relating to sight loss. Millions of persons, probably around about, 37 million persons in the world are blind.
World Sight Day is very important because it will open the eyes, yes, of persons outside of the blind and visually impaired world.
The Jamaica Society for the Blind, officially incorporated in 1954, seeks to promote the welfare, education and employment of persons who are blind or visually impaired and to prevent avoidable blindness in Jamaica. Executive Director Conrad Harris says although we have made some strides, as a country we have only scratched the surface in terms of policies, mechanisms and attitudes towards persons who are blind or visually impaired.
Our major work is promoting independent living, helping persons who are blind and visually impaired to be able to live independent and fulfilling lives. So a major part of what we do is teach persons who are blind how to get around, how to manage some of the activities of daily living. We teach persons how to use technology. All the things that help persons to live independent lives. We try and find ways to teach persons who are blind, alternative methods of doing many of those things that you think are ordinary and you take for granted. When you look at our society, our culture, and how we treat persons with disabilities, it's quite clear to me that we are not doing enough. First of all, most people have a very, very low expectation of many persons with disabilities. And if you do something that looks like it is a little bit different or out of the way, they treat you as exceptional. When somebody who is seeing does that same thing, they are not seen as exceptional, but because you're blind and you do it, you're seen as exceptional. So there's really low expectation all around, and it leads into many other things. For example, the issue of employment. People don't see many persons with disabilities, especially persons who are blind, as persons who can contribute to society and who can, make a difference, who can participate just as anybody else in work and community life.
Jamaica is working towards being a society of inclusion where visually impaired and blind citizens are integrated and contribute in meaningful ways to politics, education, technology, entertainment, and many other professions. Meet Kimiela Candy Isaacs, winner of the 2024 Festival Song Contest hosted by the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC.
So my musical journey started at 12 years old, where I started singing publicly with the internationally acclaimed Ron Kenoly. But a little backstory, my mom would tell me that I started singing at 10 months old and in the church at 3 years old. But as I said before, professionally, my first public performance was with Ron Kenoly on May 23rd, 1996. Since then, I have been singing at different concerts and weddings and all over the place. Then I entered the JCDC's Festival of the Performing Arts in Music in 1997, and I was given a scholarship to the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, where I did part-time studies. They were very impressed with me, And so that scholarship was extended to 4 years. And after leaving Wolmer's and completing part-time studies, I went to Edna Manley full-time, where I did a diploma in jazz and popular music studies. Then I pursued my degree in jazz and popular music studies. And here I am today as the first visually impaired professional in Jamaica and the Caribbean to accomplish a degree from the Edna Manley College. I am very passionate about persons with disabilities. I will go all out. If you disrespect them, you disrespect me. Unemployment for persons with disability is very widespread, and that can be decreased, right? We are persons outside can make room in their companies for persons with disabilities to be employed. As I said before, treat us like we are like you. We are no different. Yes, something might be wrong with our eyes or ears, but we can accomplish a lot. We're team players just as you are. So make things better for where employment is concerned for persons with disabilities.
A veteran in the Jamaican music industry who wears the hats of composer, arranger, keyboard player and singer is Sidney Thorpe, the keyboard player for the world-renowned Fab Five Band.
Music has been my life ever since I was born. As a matter of fact, I wanted to be a musician from even before I knew what the word meant. From I was perhaps 4 or 3, I don't know. I wanted to be that. And I had every opportunity to be a musician from that time up until. I was given musical toys as a kid, and I started learning to play the piano at 8. I mean, real learn to play the piano. And then when I was going through school now, I was doing all kinds of musical things. I was band leader, choir leader, all kind of something musically. Until I left school and went straight from school into Fab Five. I got that as a holiday job. And then the holiday job became a permanent one. So that's how the journey started in a nutshell. Jamaican woman, a sugar and salt. Some of them are chinal and we make you ball. Jamaican woman. I have been with Fab Five for 45 years. The first recording I did was in 1974 when I went to studio for the first time. We went as a group called Merry Mice. And there were 4 of us from school and 2 people joined us at the studio. And that was incredible. I couldn't eat food because I knew I was going to the studio. I mean, studio time couldn't come fast enough. I couldn't eat my lunch and all those things. And that was an incredible record called You Are Mine. Other recordings have been Fab Five stuff, and I did a lot of work with Grace Trillers. I did 16 years with them. Sidney, as a blind person, was born blind and grew up with all my siblings. And, well, there were 2 sets of 3 musketeers at home. I was in the second set of 3 musketeers. And I was the oldest musketeer in that group. And they didn't leave me out of anything. So we run up and down barefoot, and we do all kind of stuff and get beaten feet and all those things as a blind person. I climb trees, I walk tight rope, I do all kind of something.
Jamaica has made significant strides in its positive treatment and inclusion of persons with disabilities. Blind and visually impaired persons have contributed in significant ways to nation building. But where do we want to go? What is the vision and the hope for Jamaica?
I would love to have a Jamaica where persons with disabilities, including persons who are blind, are treated equally, persons have the same opportunities as persons without disabilities. And, the same opportunities to gain employment, to participate in government, and, just to participate in community life.
With Sight and Foresight, we will continue to strengthen the platforms for their inclusion in this Jamaica land we love. In the words of blind, trailblazing, and iconic author and advocate Helen Keller, the worst thing is to be born sighted but lack vision.